they were 50 was 50 years ago. All right, we're talking about 1967. Nobody knew shit about diet back then. This is a fact.
Right.
Okay, so the people that did live that long and they were living this, it's almost an accident in some ways or inconsequential. Like what is going on today with people's diet and how long will people live today? There's far more information in terms of like nutrition and what you should do and shouldn't do for your body. So what I'm concerned with is like what optimizes people today. I want to see blood work. I want to see like what is going on with your blood lipids.
Absolutely.
What is going on with your nutrient levels? What is going on with that? And in that case, we have just a few studies from a few people or a few tests from a few people that have done this carnivore diet. We have some people that have done the vegan diet and have had real hard problems with that diet.
Yeah, but let me just say one thing, because to throw the word vegan on something, that does not make it a healthy diet. I know vegans that are fucking 100 pounds overweight. They eat nothing but fried tofu.
Vegan pizza.
If you say an organic, whole food, plant-based diet, that's what I roll with.
Right.
I don't fucking say
It's a good
vegan
point.
diet could mean anything. But when you say whole food, foods in their original source, organic, no pesticides, whole food, plant-based diet, that's what I roll with.
Right.
So that's why I don't go around. Nutrient dense.
Mineral dense. And this is one of the things that's important
dense.
with people that live a long time. One of the things that you get from a lot of plants, especially like rich, green, leafy plants, you get a lot of minerals.
Absolutely.
And more importantly, if these things are raised in an organic environment, you're getting soil that's not depleted. And this is a big problem with monocrops.
Did you see the article that just came out today that 40 years ago an orange was 10 times more nutritious? I think it was I think it might have been CNN Online or something. They posted an article that said the fruits and vegetables from 40 years ago were 10 times more nutritious than the way they're being grown today, because like you said, rows and rows and rows.
It makes sense.
How do they extract the nutrients properly from the soil?
Yeah,
it's impossible.
They don't. Well, you know, they have to actually add nutrients to the soil, and most of the time they're just adding nitrogen and a few other different minerals, but there's mineral depletion.
Or pig shit. Like what they do is how do they get rid of that pig shit?
Yeah,
they're spraying it on the fucking crops.
Yeah,
and you know.
Well, you're supposed to rotate crops,
right?
You know, I mean,
crop rotation. What you plant next to each other,
right?
That are extra. I'm not a farmer, composting, but I have a friend that is an organic farmer, and his name is Keith, and he farms up in like New Hampshire, and he knows all about crop rotation. Keith Leon Forte.
If you have
he's a
small
Hare
farm,
Krishna dude.
you can do it.
That's what he does. He has a small farm.
These small farms are legit. Like you can have a small farm and be in symbiosis. Like you could be in harmony with the land. But man, you're growing, you know, fucking 1,000 acres of corn for cattle feed. You might as well be making oil. Well, I mean, you're doing something that's kind of crazy to that environment. It's not natural.
And listen, you know, I saw Ted Nugent play with fucking AC/DC and Black Sabbath in '76 at Madison Square Garden. I went to all them shows, but you know, when he came on and the shit that he was talking, I was just like, the fucking GMO crops. Okay, 80% of the GMO crop is being fed to animals for fucking slaughter. What he called the stupid vegans are not the ones that are eating that shit. That most of the crops that are genetically modified, because you have these corporations, McDonald's, every one of these corporations, they want every fucking piece of meat to taste the same. They want every fucking French fried potato to be the same. Mm-hmm. So the only way they can control it is the control of the genetic markers. So that's why they're using a majority of the genetically modified grains. And Monsanto, you know, who just got bought out by Bayer, and they're changing the name because Monsanto has such a big rep. If you don't know it, Bayer just bought them.
Yeah, no,
now, do you know the history of Bayer?
Pharmaceutical company.
No, but IG Farben. No, prior to that. They made the Zyklon gas that went into the Nazi death chambers.
Well, that's, you know what's funny? That Zyklon gas was created by Fritz Haber. Fritz Haber is also the guy who created the process of extracting nitrogen from the air.
Really?
So he's the guy. The reason why we can grow the kind of crops that we have today is because of Fritz Haber. They say that 50% of the nitrogen in most people's DNA comes from the Haber method. He also created Zyklon A. Zyklon A is
it was Zyklon B gas was the Nazis.
Well, he created Zyklon A, and they added this smell to it so that you could smell this toxic gas, so you would know it when it was coming, so you can get out of the way.
Wow.
The Nazis switched it to Zyklon B. Fritz Haber was actually a Jew. And they took his invention and cut out the smell portion of it so that they could gas Jews with it. It's dark shit.
See, I said Joe's a smart motherfucker. I'm learning some shit here today. All right.
It's dark shit.
But
the Haber method
has
saved a lot of people and killed a lot of people.
And
they wanted to try that guy for crimes against humanity while he was winning the Nobel Prize for Science at the same time. Because he was
insane.
Also the first people. He was one of the first people that implemented a gassing program where they used it to gas the Allied troops in World War I. That was Haber.
Wow.
Haber was a big part of that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy
That's
shit.
deep.
So that is how we get nitrogen.
Wow.
We get nitrogen from the Haber method when they're pouring nitrogen into the soil so they can grow plants. That's a big part of it. When you say genetically modified, too, a big part of that is like we want to think about, like labs and science and all this jazz, but almost everything we eat is genetically modified, including all of our grains, like especially all of our fruits and vegetables. What we were saying about tomatoes or orange being different than it was 10 years ago, fucking everything's different, man. Because they want these things to be durable so they could throw them in a bus or a truck, rather, and travel across the country and sell them somewhere else.
Well, here's the thing, and I know what they do. They take the DNA of a flounder and inject it in a tomato so it can resist the frost.
How the fuck do they do that?
I don't fucking know.
Is that real?
That's real.
So if you eat a tomato, does it have flounder in it?
Now, vegans, if you're eating GMO shit, maybe you're not eating vegan food. You could be eating a fish tomato. Did you ever think about
one thing is if you eat plants absorb, like they've found salmon DNA in some plants because plants absorb the fish
Everything.
that people use for fertilizer.
Yeah.
So you're getting some of that animal, but it's a natural cycle that you're getting it through. I mean, animals eat animals, plants eat animals, animals even eat plants. I mean, there's fucking crazy plants in South America that looks like a vase, and these rats, they get attracted to this sweet smell around the edges, and it's slick, and they fall into the hole, and the plant closes in on them and swallows them and eats them. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is this. You have chemical companies making your food. Their job is not to feed the world. Their
job's not to keep you healthy.
Their job is to sell fucking pesticides.
Yeah.
Let's be fucking straight up about it. So yeah, they created what was the other cross genetic? There's a vegetable. I think it was was it cauliflower or broccoli? They mixed two things and came out with. It's a different process what they're doing now. Mm-hmm. And really what they do when they can take Roundup and pesticides and put it in the fucking seed is what they're doing now. And so
the plant from the growth cycle is resistant to these bugs.
And all the people that are having the gut issues, I don't know if you listen, I know you had Rich Roll on twice. Mm-hmm. He's my fucker boy. He's a homie.
He's a great dude.
Dude, he's fucking, everyone asks me like, what's that motherfucker what's he like in real life? I'm like, that's the most genuine fucking dude. You ever have anything going on? He just wrote the foreword to my new book, The PMA Effect. I mean, he's a solid cat.
Very solid.
But where was I going with that? You took me down a
plants, glyphosate.
Yeah, so he just had Dr. Zach Bush come on, who's a doctor. This is clinical research. This is not speculation. This is not fucking vegan propaganda. This is fucking science. And he proved that glyphosate and what's happening now with the gut health of it. Gut health is such a huge issue.
Yeah.
Everything, the bad fucking disease, it starts in the gut. And the glyphosate is eating through the stomach wall and causing leaky gut and all these other physical diseases from happening. Now, the other thing is you have to realize what these pesticides are. They're neurotoxins, and then the ones that they're putting inside the seed, when the bug eats the leaf, it fucking dies. So you're eating these fruits and vegetables that are completely fucking toxic.
Well,
And
here's what happens. When they created it, one of the reasons why they were able to implement it, they said it doesn't kill people, it kills plants and it kills bacteria. So everybody's like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
No problem. It only kills plants and bacteria. That's totally safe. No, your body is filled with bacteria. Your
Good
gut,
bacteria.
Your gut has more E. coli than there's ever been a human being on the planet ever. There's more E. coli in your stomach
Right.
than any humans that have
Right.
ever lived. More numbers. And you need them.
You
And
need the
this
bacteria.
gut flora gets destroyed by glyphosate. It
You
gets
know
destroyed by Roundup.
That's I mean, that podcast that he did, that episode with Dr. Zach Bush is fucking unbelievable. And I'm surprised, like, you know, motherfuckers didn't try to take that dude out at this point.
Well, they're making so much money and people aren't listening, and there's so much signal. There's so many noises going
and they
on. It's
use
hard.
the word that everyone loves to use, the two words, conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But here's the thing. Once you can prove something and there's data and evidence to back it up, it's no longer a theory, it's a fucking fact. So
well,
they
it's not
love,
even a conspiracy. It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
reality. And by the way, when they implemented it, they probably did think that they could get away with it. They think it would have been fine. They really probably didn't know as much as we know today about gut biome.
Right.
That's all new shit. That's all within the last couple of decades.
Do you
and
do
that stuff was already
do you,
a lot
do
of
you do
probiotics.
how
A
about
lot of
prebiotics?
kimchi.
Yeah, kimchi is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I
That's
drink
great.
a lot of. I
Kombucha?
eat a lot of. Yeah, I drink a lot of kombucha. Eat a lot of kimchi. That's
Yeah.
where I get it from primarily. Yeah.
That's good stuff.